not panic. There are actions to take and things to avoid to help you win the war against inflation. Here are 4 basic ways to do so. 1. Reduce your expenses. Take a closer look at your expenses. Consider the things that you can cut out and the things that you can reduce. Some expenses to look at are your airtime, your data bundle, and your recurring subscriptions like Netflix, Apple Music, and Spotify. 2. Buy in bulk. Buy non-perishable goods and foods that have a longer staying period in bulk. 3. Lifestyle adjustments. Consider some lifestyle adjustments. For example, you can cook more at home and eat more from home. You can also engage more in indoor activities other than outdoor activities. 4. Increase your income. Find flexible jobs that you can do to earn extra money to cover your immediate expenses.
Hi, the new year is ending, and as is very typical of people, especially Ghanaians, we are making hard and fast rules on how to be healthy in the new year, how to go to the gym in the new year, and even how to be better children to our parents in the new year. I understand it gets hard sometimes, but as you're making all these wonderful, beautiful plans, I need you to make plans on how to start the new year financially right. And I'm going to give you 3 ways you can do that. 1, if you're owing somebody, go and pay. That friend that gave you money for your December chillings, pay them and don't borrow again. 2, revisit your expenditure in the past year and think about it for a second. Did I spend my money well? Did I spend my money wisely? What did I do good? What did I do bad? What do I want to carry with me in the new year as I'm trying to start the new year financially right? List them and stick to them. And finally, master budgeting. Luckily for you, the Bethnal Finance app can help you with that. Think about how much you spend in a day and what you spend in a day, in a week, in a month, and project it for the year and make plans for that. And as you're doing all of these, remember to be money wise and stay ahead financially with the Bethnal Finance app. Thank you. Hi, the new year is ending, and as is very typical of people, especially Ghanaians, we are making hard and fast rules on how to be healthy in the new year, how to go to the gym in the new year, and even how to be better children to our parents in the new year. I understand it gets hard sometimes, but as you're making all these wonderful, beautiful plans, I need you to make plans on how to start the new year financially right. And I'm going to give you 3 ways you can do that. 1, if you're owing somebody, go and pay. That friend that gave you money for your December chillings, pay them, and don't borrow again. 2, revisit your expenditure in the past year and think about it for a second. Did I spend my money well? Did I spend my money wisely? What did I do good? What did I do bad? What do I want to carry with me in the new year as I'm trying to start the new year financially right? List them and stick to them. And finally, master budgeting. Luckily for you, the Bethnal Finance app can help you with that. Think about how much you spend in a day and what you spend in a day, in a week, in a month, and project it for the year and make plans for that. And as you're doing all of these, remember to be money wise and stay ahead financially with the Bethnal Finance app. Thank you. Hi, the new year is ending, and as is very typical of people, especially Ghanaians, we are making hard and fast rules on how to be healthy in the new year, how to go to the gym in the new year, and even how to be better children to our parents in the new year. I understand it gets hard sometimes, but as you're making all these wonderful, beautiful plans, I need you to make plans on how to start the new year financially right. And I'm going to give you 3 ways you can do that. 1, if you're owing somebody, go and pay. That friend that gave you money for your December chillings, pay them and don't borrow again. 2, revisit your expenditure in the past year and think about it for a second. Did I spend my money well? Did I spend my money wisely? What did I do good? What did I do bad? What do I want to carry with me in the new year as I'm trying to start the new year financially right? List them and stick to them. And finally, master budgeting. Luckily for you, the Bethnal Finance app can help you with that. Think about how much you spend in a day and what you spend in a day, in a week, in a month, and project it for the year and make plans for that. And as you're doing all of these, remember to be money wise and stay ahead financially with the Bethnal Finance app. Thank you. Hi, the new year is ending, and as is very typical of people, especially Ghanaians, we are making hard and fast rules on how to be healthy in the new year, how to go to the gym in the new year, and even how to be better children to our parents in the new year. I understand it gets hard sometimes, but as you're making all these wonderful, beautiful plans, I need you to make plans on how to start the new year financially right. And I'm going to give you 3 ways you can do that. 1, if you're owing somebody, go and pay. That friend that gave you money for your December chillings, pay them and don't borrow again. 2, revisit your expenditure in the past year and think about it for a second. Did I spend my money well? Did I spend my money wisely? What did I do good? What did I do bad? What do I want to carry with me in the new year as I'm trying to start the new year financially right? List them and stick to them. And finally, master budgeting. Luckily for you, the Bethnal Finance app can help you with that. Think about how much you spend in a day and what you spend in a day, in a week, in a month, and project it for the year and make plans for that. And as you're doing all of these, remember to be money wise and stay ahead financially with the Bethnal Finance app. Thank you.
How to win the war against inflation. Inflation is a silent budget killer. It causes the price of everything to go up, from our food, transportation, clothes, and even fuel. In Ghana, our situation is quite peculiar, as inflation keeps on rising by the months. But wait, do not panic. There are actions to take and things to avoid to help you win the war against inflation. Here are 4 basic ways to do so. 1, reduce your expenses. Take a closer look at your expenses. Consider the things that you can cut out and the things that you can reduce. Some expenses to look at are your airtime, your data bundle, and your recurring subscriptions like Netflix, Apple Music, and Spotify. 2, buy in bulk. Buy non-perishable goods and foods that have a longer staying period in bulk. 3, lifestyle adjustments. Consider some lifestyle adjustments. For example, you can cook more at home and eat more from home. You can also engage more in indoor activities other than outdoor activities. 4, increase your income. Find flexible jobs that you can do to earn extra money to cover your immediate expenses. Some jobs that you can explore are rideshare services like Uber and Bolt, or online jobs from sites like FlexJobs and Upwork. Join a Bethnal Finance community today to learn more about how you can improve your personal finance. How to win the war against inflation. Inflation is a silent budget killer. It causes the price of everything to go up, from our food, transportation, clothes, and even fuel. In Ghana, our situation is quite peculiar, as inflation keeps on rising by the months. But wait, do not panic. There are actions to take and things to avoid to help you win the war against inflation. Here are 4 basic ways to do so. 1, reduce your expenses. Take a closer look at your expenses. Consider the things that you can cut out and the things that you can reduce. Some expenses to look at are your airtime, your data bundle, and your recurring subscriptions like Netflix, Apple Music, and Spotify. 2, Buy in bulk. Buy non-perishable goods and foods that have a longer staying period in bulk. 3. Lifestyle adjustments. Consider some lifestyle adjustments. For example, you can cook more at home and eat more from home. You can also engage more in indoor activities other than outdoor activities. 4. Increase your income. Find flexible jobs that you can do to earn extra money to cover your immediate expenses. Some jobs that you can explore are rideshare services like Uber and Bolt, or online jobs from sites like FlexJobs and Upwork. Join a Bednell Finance community today to learn more about how you can improve your personal finance.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Um, Thank you so much for joining today's conversation. I'm happy to meet you, and I believe that it's going to be a wonderful discussion today. I believe that I am audible enough and you all can hear me. My name is Kojo Anane, and part of the team here at Betano Finance. And today we are going to discuss a very important topic. I believe that some of us have heard around before. We might be using devices or tools that are backed by AI and its affiliated products. So thank you so much once again for joining the call. Just to talk a little about Betano Finance. Betano Finance is just one way street to your personal finance freedom, as it were, your education on personal finance. So it is simply an app that is meant to improve your personal finance knowledge. That is one. Two, to manage your finances. We all know that in this current economy and dispensation, you need to manage your finances very well. So it's incumbent that we adhere to some of these great principles. We also offer financial products in various forms. The app is very live on Play Store and then App Store. So one of your duties today, if you don't have the app, is to download the app. Someone will say ASAP, right? So we are going to do that right away after the conversation today. Follow us on all our social media platforms: LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. We are there offering you best book financial advices, and we also have webinars and communities. And we have the workers community, a community with graduate or undergraduate students. So all these are avenues where we are preaching the financial literacy gospel. So thank you so much for joining today. Believe that it's going to be a very packed conversation. We have um, well thought out speakers to give us great insight into the discussion today. So we want to see our speakers live. So if they can, hello, hello. Please, can you all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Great, great. Thanks so much for having you on board. I think Norbert is also going to join us.
Yeah,
But
hi
briefly,
guys. Can you hear me?
yeah, yeah, Norbert,
Okay.
good to see you. So briefly, Philip, just give a brief bio about yourself and the expertise that you work in, and today how the conversation is going to go today. Philip, sorry, I think you're not audible enough. So yeah.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
good. So my name is Philip. I'm a chartered accountant and a fintech consultant. So the work I do is typically working hand in hand with software developers. So we build fintech products. So I have a lot of experience designing products, fintech products with software developers. And then I have a lot of experience in strategy as well. So I consult on fintech strategy. So just the end-to-end process of conceptualizing a business model, um, articulating it correctly, and then planning the rollouts through to delivery, execution, and then maintaining it in the market. So that's the kind of work I do. In terms of education in fintech, I have um, I'm an alumnus of the University of Oxford FinTech program, so
Great.
I have quite some knowledge in the space as well. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell. And today we'll be talking about AI and personal finance. So I have a lot I want to share, but we'll try to make it very brief because I know
Yeah,
Norbert has a lot to share. Yeah.
yeah, great,
So
great,
yeah, I'm
great,
happy to yeah, I'm looking forward to the conversation.
great, great. Thank you so much, Mr. Philip. Okay, to you, Norbert. Just a brief bio on yourself, also.
Sure. Can you hear me? Am I very audible?
Yes, you are.
All right, sure. So happy to be doing this with Philip. My name is Norbert, as you mentioned, and currently I co-manage a fintech investment and advisory firm called Start OA, which is more focused on fintech investment and advisory across Africa. Um, on the side, I'm a founder too as well, and I'm also passionate about technology. I love technology a lot. If I'm not doing work, I'm mostly watching Formula One or hanging out with people. Yeah, so that's just a brief intro about me. Happy to be here. Looking forward to doing this. Yeah.
Great, great, great. So yeah, we have the men, right? We have the men to speak to the issues of AI for us. So going straight to our discussion for today, I think I'll start with Philip. Maybe someone's here thinking that AI is just maybe Akosombo International or something. So what is really AI? We have heard it, we have seen pictures, we have seen things about it. What in a nutshell is AI, and is it good for humanity? Can you touch on that?
Sure, sure. Yeah, so AI is artificial intelligence. I know it's kind of a no-brainer to say now. In simple terms, AI is the science of enabling computers to do things that typically would have needed human intelligence. So, if I'll explain it in simple terms, that's what it is. Um, AI itself, it's an old technology, or today we see it as a tool. It's an old tool, that has existed even in the 90s. Okay, um, somewhere in the 2000s, it started, gaining a lot of traction and utility. Now, fast forward 2023, we are in, yes. So somewhere ending of last year, 2022, we saw the explosion of generative AI. So that's
Yeah.
quite a little different in terms of the AI we traditionally knew. Now, this AI is what has, just made it very popular because it's technology that the ordinary person can use. Okay. And in terms of generative AI, I'm talking about the large language models like ChatGPT,
Yeah.
DALI, Midjourney, and I think Bard from
Mm.
Microsoft, or is it?
Microsoft.
Well, we
Yeah.
see it in Bing, yeah.
Mm.
So these large language models have made AI very popular because of generative AI. It's very easy to use. I'm sure all of us have tried our hands on ChatGPT. I use ChatGPT a lot too. So yeah, that's AI in a nutshell. It's an old thing. It's become very new and flashy now because of utility. And I think
Mm.
that's the whole purpose of technology. Okay, technology needs to work. It needs to solve problems. It needs to be simple, right? And once you have all of those down, whatever technology you are building would it would be successful, it would be adopted. which is the goal of technology, being adopted and being used to solve problems. So that's on the AI front. Now, is it good for humanity? I think it
Yes,
will
yes.
be it will be a taboo for someone like me in technology to say no. But I'd like to err on the side of caution here. AI is fantastic. It's fantastic. It's great for humanity, especially when it is deployed responsibly. Okay, so that's talking about ethical AI. We've seen AI that has gone rogue. We've seen AI insult people. We've seen AI tell lies. We've seen AI, use racist words and etc. We may blame the AI, but the responsibility is on humans, okay? Because the large language models are built on text and speech and things that we have produced, okay, over the years. So if your AI is spewing racist words back at you, you know that I learned it from somewhere. Okay, so
Okay,
those are some of
okay.
the things that need to be fine tuned with AI, okay, so that we deploy it ethically. We don't want AI that will tell lies to us. We don't want AI that will direct us in the wrong way. So all of those things are the risks that we face now, and the risks are higher now because it's kind of new. If you listen to the people at OpenAI, those who develop ChatGPT, they would say the same thing. They are finding ways to make AI more ethical. They are finding ways to make it safe. They are refining, doing refinery work on the data and etc. So those are the reasons why I'll say, well, then there's a problem with AI. But I'm not one of those who believe that AI is going to take over the world and we are going to be slaves to the technology and all of
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
come on.
yeah.
If your AI is misbehaving, turn off the electricity, turn off the internet.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm not those who say AI will take over the world and we'll be in trouble and all of that. No, we can turn off the internet. So yeah,
Yeah,
and in a nutshell, I think that's what I'll say to start, and I'll let Norbert also have a go at it.
yeah, yeah. That is incredible. I think you have mentioned some very, very strong points here. I hear ethical and then responsible AI. So yeah, so Norbert, just give us a little bit backward. Where how have we come far with AI, and joining it with how it's being helpful in our day now. I think in recent times it has been, I don't know whether it's because of COVID, but it has been out there. People are talking about, people are using it. Where do we come from to this point with AI?
Um, I think Philip has said a lot, but more importantly, I think we were all caught by surprise, right? Everybody woke up one night, I think somewhere in January, and OpenAI released ChatGPT, and we're all wondering, like, I mean, is this good for humanity? But at the end of the day, you can't stop emerging technologies. You can't stop technology from happening. You can't stop innovation from happening, right? The only way for it is to appreciate technology, right, and to see how best we can make the best out of AI. I mean, like blockchain came, we are experiencing AI, and I mean, AI in itself. Back, I was having a conversation with some people some few days back, and they were talking about how, like, what the future of AI could look like, and what the future of jobs could look like, what the future of innovation could look like, right? And some people were scared that, oh, AI would, like Philip said, like, AI is going to take our jobs. AI is not going to take our jobs, right? AI is going to make us even better, right? So if you were doing something, let's say, that should take you like 5 days to complete, if you are able with ChatGPT, you're able to reduce the size of, you're able to achieve more efficiency, maybe by 25% efficiency, right? I know between me, you, and Philip, back then we could wrap our head around finishing documentations for like days, and now you just leverage AI, you key in whatever
Mhm.
you want to do, and it just does it for you, right? And you're like,
Yeah,
I mean, this thing has been taking me like months to like, especially when you're writing reports now, right? And it's not as if it doesn't generate the right information that you need. I think it's improving with some of the new models that we are seeing. We've seen consistent improvement in some of the output that the AI is giving, especially if you're able to understand how to query the AI very well, right?
Yeah, the
So
prompts.
for me, I think businesses are going to achieve more efficiency if they embrace AI. Employees are going to achieve even faster efficiency if they embrace AI. If I'm hiring anyone now, in between someone who doesn't know how to do prompts with ChatGPT and someone who can do better prompts with ChatGPT, I'll go with the person that can do better prompt with ChatGPT, because at the end of the day, I believe that that person will be able to help us ship products faster, or even hit our targets even faster because of how AI is automated. And now the good thing about AI is every business is now looking at how they can build their own AI models, right? So that they
Okay.
can have um instead of like building it on ChatGPT, they want to build their own thing, right? So they are realizing that if they don't catch up, they'll be behind, right? So the only thing for us to do is to embrace it. We can only fight it and to make it better, right? Through responsible AI, right? How people can, because the scare people are having is, okay, what if AI becomes achieves singularity? And when AI achieves singularity, it means that
Yeah,
uh,
can do things on its
it
own.
exactly can do things on its own. It can think even smarter than human beings, right? And that's the fear, right? But I think currently there are steps that are being taken towards making AI more responsible. I mean, I know a few friends who are currently doing some amazing job at the African Union level on how AI can be accelerated for good across Africa. So I mean, the future of AI looks bright, and for me, I think instead of investing in some, let's just say, unnecessary projects in Ghana, I believe if we are able to even create an AI fund that dives into like understanding how AI can be used for good, honestly, like
Okay.
we'll achieve a lot of development. Trust me.
Great. So yeah. So Norbert, standing on just what you said, let's skew it towards personal finance. Now
Yeah.
we in a space and in the current economy where if you don't put your one and twos together, you will be in hot waters, especially when you live in Accra. So
Yeah.
how will we use AI as a useful tool as it is to help us better position ourselves in terms of our personal finances?
Yeah. I mean, the beauty about AI, especially as far as personal finance is related, is that now we are going to AI is going to amass more data. Is going to learn from our financial behavior over time. And the good thing is that once it learns about our financial behavior over time, it's able to understand what our financial needs are, right? So it's able to recommend what products you should consume based on your spending behavior. It's able to recommend what insurance products are good for you based on your cash flows, right? Even for businesses, right?
Okay.
If you are able to feed the AI the right data, and is if and I believe that the best time to improve your financial career is now, because um and to use these platforms, right, like Betternow Finance, because you are able to key in more data, and when a model is introduced, it's able to learn based on your historical information, right? So yeah, so it's able to help you make like better and informed financial decisions than I wouldn't take the human element out of it, but you might achieve a better accuracy because it's able to pick that historical data over time and make
Okay.
very factual, very data-driven like decisions about your financial like well-being. So I think that's how I think AI can improve upon our personal finance and lifestyle. Yeah.
Okay. I think that is very wonderful and insightful. Now, to I think Philip, based on the same thing, let's look
Yeah.
at some gaps, specific gaps in especially in our literature, in our organization with our personal finances, that really AI can fit in and help us. That someone listening to us can pen down some of these things and look forward to using them.
Yeah, so I think in terms of the gaps, is really just the knowledge. Okay, it will surprise you to know I thought before that people in advanced countries were more knowledgeable about their personal finances than us down here, but it will surprise you to know that generally they are rather clueless, because the average Ghanaian or someone living in Accra maybe doesn't have a budget but has notes, like has written down some things and knows that if I miss the Trotsky today and I have to pick a taxi, I'm doomed for the week. All those kind of little things that someone would know here. Surprisingly, sometimes abroad, the average person doesn't know all of that, doesn't know how to handle money, doesn't know how to save, doesn't know how to invest, and all of that. So I think the gap there is really just the knowledge gap. Okay, and before I get deeper into it, I just want to touch a little bit on what Norbert shared. So
Mhm.
the fact that AI can plug in and help you manage your finances better. A classical example is an individual who thinks that insurance is too expensive. Okay, there are many of us, I mean, probably on this call, who probably have no sort of insurance, health insurance, life assurance. Of course, if you drive a vehicle, you need that vehicle insurance, because
Yeah,
if you don't,
yeah,
the police will get you. Yeah. But the other forms of insurance that are very helpful, some of us may feel like, oh, maybe it's too expensive or it's not something I can afford now. But trust me, if you had all your data in one place, or maybe across certain platforms that you've given access to some AI tool to look at, like your AI advisor, it will surprise you that some insurance products can be recommended to you. It may not be from enterprise or one of these big institutions, but maybe some fintech has some insurtech has a life
product.
assurance product, which maybe you just pay one CD a day or probably 50 pesos a day. I know MTN has some collaborations, with some insurance company to do something like that, where some deductions are made from your wallet daily. All of those things you wouldn't know, okay? You wouldn't know on your own. But if there's quality data and there's AI, some of these could be recommended to you by an AI. So whereas you may have felt you couldn't afford insurance and you didn't have insurance, an AI advisor can come in and recommend some of these to you. So overall, it enhances your financial position or your personal finance, the health of your personal finance. AI can also suggest ways for you to make savings. Okay, so
Yeah,
probably you are paying for. We usually talk about these ones, Netflix and the rest. You are paying for Netflix, but in
yeah,
a month you open the Apple ones. You may
yeah.
not necessarily need it. You may
Mhm.
not. And it will surprise you when an AI makes that recommendation to you. But when you check, you realize that, oh, I probably opened the app twice this month. So maybe I shouldn't be paying that 100 Ghana cedis or that 200 Ghana cedis. So those are some of it's just the knowledge gaps. AI writes on data. So once the data is available, all of those knowledge gaps can be closed. So you're probably investing with your bank. Maybe you're doing a treasury bill, but then there's a fintech or an app like Betnel, which probably is registered with the SEC, has regulatory cover from BOG and etc., which has a product that can give you like maybe 20% more than what you're getting with your bank. You wouldn't know, but it's only AI or something that has access to that data on a grand scale that can recommend those to you. Okay, so ways to save, ways to invest, um, then other simple things like categorizing your expenses. So probably you have a bank app, you make all your payments from there, but the bank app really doesn't have any categorization of your transactions. I've seen some banks now try to say, oh, enter the purpose for which you are sending this money,
Yeah,
but that
yeah,
thing is cumbersome. Most of us will skip it if you can skip it, okay? But
yeah.
AI moves to the other side. So rather than the responsibility being on the person making the transaction, AI can analyze those transactions, see where you are paying them to, and group them largely, maybe these are transportation costs. Okay, of course, it may not be as effective in a developing country like ours where we make a lot of transactions in cash, right? But if you have AI categorizing your expenses, at the end of the month, you can just look in the app and see that, oh, I spent like 50% of my salary on Ubers. Then you start wondering, where was I going? Probably I was just going to meet some friends. We didn't really do anything productive. And I do
Yeah.
that like maybe 3 times a week. Then you look at that data and you're like, nah, maybe I need to make these lifestyle changes. So those are just a few. Another which I really like is fraud detection. Okay. I imagine a world where your AI, as in your AI enabled wallet, can freeze or stop transactions which are irregular. So, for
Yeah.
instance, someone has tricked you on a call, mobile
Mm-hmm.
money fraud.
More money. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
you were not conscious.
Mm-hmm.
Like one time I was in a meeting, someone almost had my Instagram. I was shocked because I was like, a tech guy like me, pa. But guess how it happened? We were in a meeting, we were in a strategy session. Okay. I was very, very, very distracted. Well, in that scenario, I was concentrated because we were working
Yeah.
on strategy. And then a friend of mine sends me a message on Instagram that she started this business and she wants me to she wants me to review her platform, or she wants me to do something to follow her page or something. And I wasn't too focused, so I was like, okay, oh yeah, Harriet. So I clicked the link, and the link was telling me to sign into Instagram. Meanwhile, I'm already in Instagram. Guess what? I got distracted. I was looking on the screen, contributing. I came back and I was like, oh, log in, and I put in my details. And the moment I put it in was when I realized that what am I doing? And then I realized I was fraud. I had already put it in. So I quickly opened my Instagram, changed my passwords, and etc. So thankfully, I was able to, solve that issue. Think about it in a financial way, okay? Guess, look at it in a way that that's a financial app, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And someone defrauded you or told you a lie and you believed it, and you gave out your PIN or something because you were not paying attention. I'm looking at a world where AI can stop whatever transaction the person goes in there to do. Because maybe, let's say your balance is 1,000 and it's the end of the month. You are awaiting your next salary. End of the month, you may not typically be transferring all that 1,000 out of your account, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you'll be spending in bits until your
Yeah.
salary comes. Yeah. So imagine a world where someone hacks your phone, is trying to empty your account, and the transaction just won't go through. That's fraud
Yeah.
detection in
Yeah.
action, right? And it's AI that can enable some of those activities or those benefits. Yeah. So these are just a few that I see AI, plugging in and helping improve our personal finances.
Great. 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 Thank you so much for the wonderful submissions. Now to Norbert, having that, I think what I'm hearing more is data. AI does everything with data. Now, how can this data help us be ever ready for investments in different forms? So, how can it make us position ourselves in terms of our personal finance to invest using the data that we are talking about?
Yeah, so I mean, for you to make better and informed investment decisions right now, um there are already there are some already existing algorithms that, I mean, like high end institutions are using to like make predictions on what type of investments products to, or what type of segments of the market to invest in, right? Even though these what's it called, these algorithms are not so accurate, but to a large extent they are able to help you improve upon your investment decisions, right? Data is
Yeah.
better than what's it called? Data is actually better than your personal intuition to a large extent, right?
Yeah.
And to a large extent, you can never be too careful, you can never be too smart, because you can just wake up and anything can happen. You can wake up and overnight, debt exchange program is happening. The AI didn't predict that, right?
Yeah.
Your investment could be restructured, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bit tricky to, but to a large extent, if AI is able to gather this underlying data or this underlying information about your investment need, right? Then, based on the current market information the AI has at hand, it can help you know what investment product is best for you at that moment. And you don't have to rely on that. You still have to seek for maybe a personal, maybe a financial expert just to like validate that, especially in the short term on AI's current trajectory. Maybe 3 or 2 years down the line, maybe you might be confident in what the prediction that the AI is making, because the AI is still learning, and to even currently the AI is still learning on some of the events. The AI has just learned about COVID. The AI is now learning about the current global market downturn. There
Yeah.
might be another market downturn. There might be recessions and etc. Right. So the AI can only make that better decision if they understand these contextually relevant cases, right? So in the meantime, you can't entirely depend or you can't entirely rely on the information that the AI feeds you now.
Okay.
Except
Okay.
you still need a financial expert to like, I mean, shape you in the right direction. But to a large extent, it will give you choices and to help you shape your financial, some of the investment options that might be available to you.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that that is very important. I think maybe if AI was to very readily available, maybe a lot of people don't have their monies in Namuan's casket. So
I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
that's very true. That's why you see, information is very important, right?
Yeah.
And for me, that's why I'm super excited about what Betano Finance is doing, because people will understand what scams are and differentiate that from what good products are, right? And like I said, you might never be too careful, right? At the end of the day, we woke up overnight and government had to even restructure our investment, right? So anything can happen, right? But if you have good information, if you're able to make the right investment decision, maybe you might not end up investing in government securities, right? Or maybe you might spot the risk early and maybe move your positions, right? So information is better, and AI would even make it even better.
Yeah. Yeah. That's very true. Now to Philip, just trying to draw some dichotomy on how should we be comfortable with AI. We are looking at how we can, draw some financial advice or literary advice from AI and compared to the human, centered interaction that we have. Should we be comfortable with AI?
What do you think my answer is?
Obviously, I know you say yes, but someone, sitting somewhere will be
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
you guys are
Let,
talking about yes, it's true, but should we feel comfortable also? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, my answer is no yes. So, I mean, just on the few challenges that we've seen with I think it's still a bit too early. It's still a bit too early, and really, I'm yet to see a financial product that is like fully AI and there's no human interaction anywhere. You just download that app and you just follow everything that it tells you. I've not seen that yet. Yeah. So for me, I would still recommend the approach, and I like the way the Bethnal app approaches AI, in that there's the financial experts who
Hmm.
you can consult on there, and then there's these recommendations based on data and AI and all of that. Yeah. So for me, I would say it's still a bit too early. You can always have yourself some chat GPT and use it to do things, but I'm not too sure whether you should take everything hook, line, and sinker. No. So yesterday I drafted a contract with ChatGPT, and after ChatGPT drafted it, I looked at the contract and made so many changes to it, and that's how we should be approaching AI in these days, actually. It's the safest way. So if you are taking a decision, a financial decision, which probably ChatGPT spewed out for you, please
Yeah.
don't just carry it and
The
that's
copy
your
and
Bible.
paste.
No, 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 no. Yeah. So all of this reinforces the idea of central intelligence, and it's something I used to speak a lot about some 4 5 years ago. So it's from Greek mythology, right? I learned it from my fintech course with the University of Oxford. So the idea is they have this myth of a centaur where the top part of this creature is a human being, and then the body and the legs and all of that is a horse. Okay, so that was like some powerful, being. In terms of AI and humans, that's how we look at it. And at the time, the best chess player wasn't an AI. It's the human could beat an AI. But guess
Yeah.
what? When they put the human and the AI on the same team, they could beat everything else. So that was at the time. I don't know with generative AI whether that has changed. So it just reinforces the idea that we should be working with AI, and center intelligence is the way to go. Human, half machine, and I think
Yeah.
we can yield a lot of results with that. For the meantime, of course, I must say,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
there may come that day where AI really doesn't need your help, and I think that's what most people fear.
Yeah.
In terms of jobs, let me touch on jobs a little bit. You know, the day we live in now, there are so many jobs that existed about 20 years ago, which don't exist now. Okay, and nobody is crying. Nobody is
Mhm.
crying because as those things, as those jobs are becoming obsolete, people are
Mhm.
learning new skills, and it
Yeah.
usually happens. Yeah, it usually happens gradually. I think the
Mhm.
only fear now is that AI has just come and it's all over the
Mhm.
place. So we fear that the jobs will also disappear so quickly. But think about it: nobody employs a typewriter now. I
Yeah.
mean, why would you do that? Yeah. So those jobs existed in those times, but today they are not relevant, and nobody is going to school to learn how to be a typewriter. So the education also changes, the systems change along with the technology. So
Yeah.
I don't see AI being very different, because I expect that the schools will start adjusting curriculums and all of that.
Yeah.
So if AI does take our jobs, it will be our own fault because we
Yeah.
didn't respond. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So those will be my takes on that.
Yeah, yeah, great, great. I think these days we no longer even look at Mavis beacons and the likes. They have outdated their use and all that. Yeah. So just on the human side, I think a question was asked that between the computer and a human being, which of these are more wiser? And someone said a computer, but it was a human being who made the computer. It makes sense, right? So I
Yeah.
think that is what Bethel Finance is trying to also do. What we are doing is that we are complementing the human financial experts with the AI experts, and with this tool, we'll be able to make a very good, financial decisions or investment decisions. Now, to I think Norbert touch briefly on, we have talked about financial advice and investment. Which other areas can AI transform personal finance for us?
AI can transform personal finance through robo advisory, right? Through bots, right? So you know the if you want better advice, right? Even with people, sometimes the only way for them to give you a good feedback is when they are able to understand your needs or your what's it called yeah, your needs over time, right? So in terms of accessing advice, right, in terms of recommendation for other products, because like I said, um the more you are able to key in your information, or based on your spending, right? The AI can tell you that, okay, maybe based on some of your personal finance goals, right? Maybe for the week, or you are saving towards buying a house, right? The AI can tell you that, okay, save this amount of money, invest in this type of product, um, or maybe they can recommend this type of based on the financial product. They can recommend the best type of financial product to suit your um, current savings plan. Like, there are a lot of use cases as far as AI and personal finance is concerned, right? Like I said, it can only make it better, right? It can only make it better. So in terms of advice, in terms of making you have better advice, in terms of making recommending better products for you, insurance, savings, etc., 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 right? So at the end of the day, it's helping you better improve your financial lifestyle. So it can become your personal finance companion, right? That you ask, like the way we sit and ask GPT anything, and it gives us that feedback. We go and do our work, and we are happy as if we had like 10 people working on it. And yeah, so it better, it just get fun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and for me, um it's never been a good time, but now for AI to, like, I mean, shape our personal finance lives. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, great, great, great. I think when a developer quoting a different or a mistake somewhere with ChatGPT, a lot of people will be in deep waters because there's a
Yeah,
lot of people using it. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So I think that our listeners are really picking up things that are going to help them, in their personal finances. Now, getting closer to end the session, let's look at what Personal Finance is doing. Personal Finance AI pod financial expert is coming up very soon, and what I want us to share with our listeners our thoughts on the product. How is it going to help people? Why should someone be on the wait list and check out the product? Yeah.
yeah. So obviously, this new feature is at the tail end of development. The little I know about it, because I have a little inside info, is it's going to give us access to information. It's going to give us. It's going to be an advisor. In that you can ask simple finance questions, personal finance questions, and it will give you answers to. At least I know that for the first phase. So just for the first time having access to something like that in our space is quite exciting. So for me, I can't wait. I can't wait until it's released, and it's something I'm really looking forward to. Just to experience it, just to interact with it, and I believe it will match up with some of my favorite AI tools. It will surprise you that mine is not ChatGPT. Maybe at the end of the program, I'll share my tool with you guys, and you can
Okay.
also
Yeah.
try
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. 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 Okay, great. Thank you so much. So, added to your bucket list, personal finance AI powered financial expert. Just as easily hop onto Google to check on maybe a word or something. It's just some of those tools that you can use. Anything finance, you're pondering on something. You just saw a product somewhere. You want to learn more about it. So these are the tools that you are going to use now. Norbert, contributing to that, how would it really help us, transform, our finances going forward?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, it only gets better from here, right? But if we are going to make the best out of what AI actually present as far as our personal finance lives is concerned, then it means that we need to start interacting with these platforms, right? Like I said earlier, like Betterno Finance, right? Um, And if we are, because if we are able to feed in the right data, right, and we put in the right information. I think last time I was having a conversation with someone, and regarding like how they are able to keep up with personal finance apps and stuff like that. And we drifted a conversation to AI. I think we're having a conversation around this, and the person was like, "Oh, they can just put in any information, or they can just key in any data." And I'm like, "No, what you are doing is you are digging your own grave, because where AI is headed towards now is going to be super intelligent, and the information that you feed the model is what the model would learn and regurgitate back to you, like maybe sometime into the future, right? So if you want to have the best experience, or if you want to benefit from the value that these platforms actually present to you, then um, you need to start using them now, keying in the right and factual information, so that once they reach that learning maturity, right, they can help you improve your personal finance advice and information, or whatever you need to improve to make very informed financial decisions, right? So yeah, I think that's how we can make the best out of what AI actually presents.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So yeah, oh, you out there, if you have not downloaded the app, go quickly after here. Available on Play Store and App Store. Our panelists are going to just share their final words with us, and I just want to say that the Personal Finance AI Pod um, expert version is coming up quickly, and you just need to hop on it and be on the waiting list. There are very good points that you are going to get. 2-month premium access. When ChatGPT came, and then it went to ChatGPT Plus and 4, people were angry and all that. But if you get on the waiting list, you have some 2-month free where you're going to get access with 50 bonus reward points, and that can also be converted into cash. I mean, we are talking personal finance, so if you can get some cash on it, that would be very, very good for you, airtime and data as well. So yeah, we're about drawing curtains down to our discussion for today, but we just want to panelists to just give us a few words. AI, personal finance, the way forward, the future. How can we brace ourselves, especially with tools that Better Finance is offering us? The future for AI, personal finance. Yeah, so I can start with Norbert, and then Philip goes ahead.
Yeah, final words. I mean, the future is here, and I mean, it only starts now. So embrace what AI has to offer to you. I mean, there are a lot of tools out there now, uh, which is not related to personal finance, but there is POE that you can use. It has all the it's like a marketplace for AI, right? And yeah, it's like a marketplace for AI that you can actually interact with. Ask the AI any question, and I mean it does justice to you. So you can access ChatGPT 4, but you can only access it. You only access one prompt a day, right? So this is just, yeah, that's the trickiest part. But it's a great app, right? It's a great app. So that's just a side note. But yes, be shine your eyes. Don't fall for people like Nam1. Um, yeah, don't fall for people like Nam1. There are a lot of schemes out there. Just be careful what you invest into, right? Just be careful what you get yourself involved into. Seek financial advice from like financial experts before you get yourself involved in any financial product, be in crypto, government securities, etc. Government securities are not even safe anymore, right? Nothing is safe. Nothing is beyond safe. Nothing is protected now. So yeah. And download the Personal Finance app and experience like what it has to offer. And it's been great being here. It's always great with my boss Philip. So, and happy to be doing this with Dixon too as well. So yeah, thank you guys very much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great, great. But maybe someone want to. I think we didn't see your face. All this while if you
Yes.
could. If,
So that you put me on the spot. So I'm currently out of Accra. I'm in my hometown. I'm in town. I just had to hide somewhere. So maybe yeah, I've always had that. So don't worry. The next one I'll show my face. Everybody will see my face.
okay, okay, great, great.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank you.
to you, Philip. Your last words. Yeah.
Sure. I think one thing that we should all take away from here is what I explained on central intelligence, where it's a human and AI, and that's the best combination we know today. So, in that same vein, um, Bednell Finance is offering something like that in the app. So, again, make sure to download the app and sit tight and wait for the AI update. Yeah. So the tool I was talking about, it's called Tome. Now, Tome is spelled Tome.
Yeah.
The reason I love it is because I'm a consultant, and
Mm.
there are times when you need to make presentations on the spot,
Presentation.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You just open Tome, put your topic in there, type it, even if it's 2 sentences. It will give you like an 8 or 10 page presentation, fully done, pictures in there, text, everything on point. So you can just pick that up and build from there. And it makes life easy. So, yes, again, AI is good for us. AI is great for humanity as long as it's deployed responsibly and ethically. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure being
Yeah.
here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Guys. Thank you so much for joining the call. I think it has been very, very insightful. The catch here is that don't forget to download the app and be part of the waiting list. It's going to be released very, very soon. An app that will offer you, seamless access to financial information and guidance, and that will help you to make decisions. You had AI most with data, so we feed it with data. It learns it, be able to inform you better even than we are human. Sometimes you just meet someone, you are getting some advice, and the person can forget some of these things. But with AI, at least it can give you uh you know an upper hand, and then you complement it with the human centered approach, and that is all on the app. So we have the AI and then the personal you know expert that you can book on the app, and then you speak with a person, engage a person over phone call, video, or text, right? And then while reminiscing on some of these things, you can quickly ask the AI. So this is the decision I'm taking. How do you? So some of these things are very, very beneficial, and I can't wait to have you on the platform. Thank you all so much for joining today's call. It has been very, very interactive, and myself, I've been learning a lot, and I believe that you have also learned something. Until we meet some other time, stay safe, and as always, be hopeful. Thank you. So
Thank
bye
you.
for
Bye
now.
bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.
Yeah. How do I leave without ending the broadcast?
How to win the war against inflation. Inflation is a silent